Hi everyone, welcome to Homerino Collectibles, where today we're going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Sentry from the Build-A-Figure Allfather wave. As you can see on the front of the box it says Avenging Allies, so on this side right here we have nice artwork for Sentry himself, and then over on this side we have Machine Man. On the back here we get a nice picture for both, and also a small bio in different languages. And then down here we have everyone else in the wave and the Build-A-Figure, so let's get this thing open and take a look. So first up out of the box are the Build-A-Figure pieces, and as you can see, these are Odin's arms. Here's Sentry out of the packaging, and it's an absolutely fantastic figure, but at the same time, it does have a few drawbacks. So we're going to start off with the colouring. So as you can see, he is a nice bright yellow, and he has the darker yellow shading throughout. And that is one big major plus point over the old Toy Biz Sentry, where you had the two variant colours but neither of them had actual shading on there. But this guy, the darker shading is actually on the areas where it should actually have highlights, so not actual shades. So for example, on the outside of the arms here, on the top of the chest here, on the top of the thighs here, it's kind of in the wrong places, but it still does make the figure look a lot better than if it didn't have any at all. If I remove the cape here, you can see that there's basically none on that centre portion of the back there and on the back of the legs, which is fine because it's covered by the cape, but you'd expect that to be where all the shading is because it's literally in shade of the cape. But it does look very nice, and overall I am really glad that they did go ahead and do that. A plain yellow might have looked just a bit too plain. Moving on to the cape here, it plugs into the second hole down, and it fits pretty nice and flush, goes all the way down to the feet, which is really nice, but one of the problems is that it just doesn't match up with the painted blue on the figure there. So it's just about the right colour, but it just doesn't actually match up with the lines, which I don't really like too much. It's not too bad, especially if you look at it from that side, obviously, because you can't see it, but I would like it to at least have matched up. That just seems kind of lazy to me, and I just really don't see why they wouldn't make that match up. But something that I mentioned in my Scarlet Witch video, which was that you could use the cape that came with that figure with this one, and I tried it a few minutes ago and it actually does look pretty good. So it's easier to get on if you take the head off, but you can still just finagle it around the head here like so, and then it plugs into the same hole like that. As you can see from the back, you can still see that little hole right there. It covers it up a little bit more, but yeah. And it's also actually a closer match to the blue on there than this actual cape is. As you can see, the one that actually comes with the Sentry figure is a little bit lighter, whereas this is actually pretty much exactly the same colour as what's painted on him. So it is actually a better match. And if we come around to the front, look at how awesome that looks. It fits over the figure's shoulders absolutely perfectly, and now he just looks pretty godlike. Obviously, if you were going to custom it, I mean, you could obviously just cut these bits off if you didn't want them there, or keep them, whatever. But I just think that this looks absolutely fantastic. It fits perfectly. I don't know if this is how I'm going to display him, because I am actually going to display Thor as the Build-A-Figure, not actually Odin. So this cape will be free, so I may use this. I'm not too sure yet, but I just think that that looks absolutely fantastic. So if you do get the Scarlet Witch and this figure, and you're not going to use that cape for the Build-A-Figure, then you actually have two to choose from, and I just think this looks so awesome on Sentry. So yes, if one of the questions that you were having is, can I use the Odin cape with it, then yes, you definitely can, and it looks awesome and is a better colour match than this one right here. So this mould does get criticised for this strange chest shape and the huge neck right here, but I think that the hair and the cape hide that quite well, and I actually do quite like it with this figure. The Sentry logo there looks really nice. You've got this kind of dark gold. Inside we've got a cream, and then we've also kind of got a bronze like around the edge of that, so that looks really nice. The belt is removable. I'm also not really a fan of the hands that they used. I really wanted two fists for this guy, or pretty much anything other than this open gripping hand, because what's Sentry gonna hold? But it's not the end of the world. You can switch it out if you want to. Just use a hairdryer or hot water and you can switch it out for a fist of the same size. I really like the head sculpt. The shading around the white of the eyes just looks epic. We don't get anything on the lips right here, but we do get painted eyebrows. The hair just looks awesome. It's got like 2 or 3 different shades in there, which looks really nice. and I really like how it's flowing like that, kind of in the wind. And the cape, with it being in just one peg, you can kind of turn it a little bit, and it will stay a little bit, so as you can see, you could just turn it there and make it look like it's all flowing in the wind together, which I really do like, and that's one of the reasons as well why I do like this straight cape. So let's take a look at Articulation. Doesn't really look up very much because of that long hair, but you can look down, and it doesn't hinder his movement left and right, which I really do like. These shoulders come out this much and do a full rotation around. We have a rotation at the biceps, double jointed elbows which go a little bit further than 90 degrees. At the wrists they rotate and also go in and out. The ab crunch is absolutely fantastic. I'm just going to take the cape off a little bit just so we can get the full range here. As you can see, it goes all the way back and all the way forwards, so it's an absolutely fantastic ab crunch. So even though you can't get him to look up, I'll show you in a second that you can get him into a really nice flight pose. Coming down to the waist, the belt does hinder articulation a little bit, and as you can see, like it did there, you move it, it will actually unpeg it. Just get that pushed back in, there we go. So yeah, it is movable on him, but basically wherever you put it, it's still going to be over that waistline, so it does hinder the waist rotation there a little bit. The legs come out so far, they also go to the front and to the back. We have rotation here at the upper part of the thigh, we have double jointed knees, a rotation down here at the boot, the feet can go up and down, they have ankle pivot, and he also has peg holes in the bottom of his feet. So as you can see, with the use of a simple stand, you can get him into really nice flight poses, and that is one reason why I really do like this cape, how it's just nice and flat and straight down. It just looks like he's flying fast, and it's nice and streamlined to him, which is very nice. And with that smaller peg hole that is still visible right there, although some people might see that as a hindrance, I don't see it too much of a hindrance, because if you've got a peg that will fit in there, you can also use that for a flight stand and still have the cape in that bigger peg. So it's not all doom and gloom that they've left that hole in place. Sentry stands 7 inches tall, so as you can see he's much bigger than standard Marvel Legends, which is absolutely fantastic. Another reason why this guy is better than the older Toy Biz one, which was just the same size as everyone else. And something else I'd just like to point out, both of these figures are Hasbro figures. This guy gets a really amazing cloth cape, which this guy would look epic with, obviously a blue one. How come they don't put the kind of money that we get from these guys into these guys? Very strange to me, really. So overall, with the extra height, the better belt, the shading, the awesome head sculpt and everything, I think that it's definitely better than the older Toy Biz one, whichever cape you choose to put on him. I'm really grown to this one. And I actually think that if you're going to use him as part of a Dark Avengers setup, that this one would actually work better, because this bigger cape actually makes him look very, powerful, kind of evil in a way. So I actually think that this one would look awesome if you're going to put him with the Dark Avengers. So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give it a like, and if you want to see more pictures of these guys or anything else from my collection along with more updates, go ahead and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. It's Homerino123 for both, and the links will be in the description below. And if you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.